Hey guys, it's Doc, and today I'm going to talk to you real quick about killing moss in your lawn, so hold on. Hey guys, I'm fighting the rain, so I'm going to make this kind of quick. We're talking about killing moss inside your lawn, and I wanted to show you a couple little products. I'm going to give you an easy solution. I'm going to tell you what to buy at Lowe's, and then I'm also going to put a little bit more complicated, which requires you to go to somewhere like Amazon and buy something else. But let me show you the main products. Let me show you the problem. Obviously, now I'm going to mix up this video. I'm going to show you some of the video I shot yesterday, but we've got big trees over on this side of the lawn, and you've got a fence sitting here, and the sun comes in this way, so we get shade. So you can see that there's moss actually growing in my lawn. Now I'm going to put up a video here in a second of me treating this yesterday, if I sprayed it, but I want to show you 24 hours later. I want to see how it's starting to turn brown. I can smell it, and it's starting to turn brown already. But this is the product that I like to buy just because I can go buy it right off the shelf. It's Bare Advanced 2-in-1 Moss and Algae Killer. This product is this is a potassium of salts, of fatty acids. And that is basically an herbicide, pesticide. They call it like an herbicide soap killer. There's another product that's called Moss Out Spot Treater with 10% iron. And what this basically is, ferrous sulfate, and that's the main product in this. Derived, but 10% water-soluble iron derived from ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate is one of the products he's talked about killing this. So you can do a couple different things on here. Number one, moss likes acidity. So if you raise your pH in this area, that's going to help battle it a little bit. You're never going to get rid of it totally. The other thing is to put down a little bit more heavier fertilizer. But what I do, the method I use, I'm going to put up real quick. I'm going to show you what I do. It's worked for me. I have to come out here usually every year and treat this. It's not a long-term solution. So let me put that video up real quick. Okay, so this is a bottle of moss, 2-in-1 Moss and Algae Killer. It works really, really well. So, I mean, you can spray it on roofs. You can spray it on your fence. You can spray it on moss, anything that's moss or algae, and really it dries quick, and it really works well. The problem is it comes in this hose end sprayer, and it only covers 500 square feet, so it uses this bottle pretty quickly. But I've learned that I don't need to treat areas that don't have the moss. I really just need to treat the moss areas. So let me show you what I do. So what I do is I take a tank sprayer and I put about a gallon of water in it, and then I put about a quarter to a third of this bottle in here, and then I go out and spot spray my moss lightly. And man, I'll tell you what, that really works out well. You know, I don't need this stuff going over my grass or areas that don't have the moss, and that's why I like the spot treat. All right, so while I walk over there to the side over here, there really isn't a whole bunch you can do with moss areas as far as stopping the moss. You can raise your pH some, but then you're kind of battling, if you got Bermuda grass, you're kind of battling your grass. Obviously you can cut down trees, which is not going to happen because the trees are on my neighbor's property line, but we've got a fence, so we're going to have moss. Shade equals moss. That's basically what you're going to do. And then there is a granular product I bought too. I may go ahead and put that down too. I really don't have any trees up over here, and I have a fence, and the sun comes in, the sun goes across this way, so this is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So in the afternoon, this area shades out all along that fence. My Bermuda's a little bit weaker over here. I need to put down a little bit more fertilizer up against here to sort of push it some as much as I can. But you can see, especially along this fence line, you can see the moss that's here. So all along here, there's moss all in here. And once a year, I typically will just come by here and spray this with one of those hose end bottles. But that stuff goes quick. So this year, like I said, I'm going to start to do it in a bottle sprayer. It doesn't hurt your grass. but I got a lot more down here. So let me spray it real quick. Oh yeah, before I start spraying it real quick, if you want to subscribe. But when you subscribe, go to our channel and also click the little bell that's next to the subscribe button, and that'll alert you when a video comes. I always try and put a link to the products that I'm showing, an Amazon link. So I'm going to try and find an Amazon link for this so you don't have to search for it, but it's the Bear Spray-On Moss. Again, there is a granular product. A lot of people do homemade stuff with soaps, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to put that down. This stuff works. So what I'm doing is I'm targeting just the areas with the moss on it. And I'm spraying just the moss since that's really what I want to battle here. All right, so let me give you an example. Last year, it took one bottle, and I started here, and I went all the way down that fence line with one bottle and sprayed here, and I was able to treat that with one bottle. This year, I put about a third of a bottle in 1 gallon of water, and I've walked this area 3 times and sprayed it lightly 3 times. And I still have a little bit on here. Now, this stuff works. Anyways, I did want to show you this Moss Out product. When you open it up, it has a little filter screen inside of it. Oh. Then you just go through and sprinkle it. They say it covers quite a bit of an area. So we'll put a little bit over here. So this is actually considered just a spot treatment, obviously. I'm just shaking a little bit lightly all over this moss area. So I wanted to play with this to see if this would actually keep this moss gone for a longer period of time. And I'll come back in a couple of months, give you a little update on it, see how it worked. All right. So now I'm starting to get wet. It's raining. You're supposed to wet this in or put it out before you have a light rain. We're supposed to have light rain for 3 days. So let me show you. I went twice over this spot treating, shaking that bag. And again, this area, I don't know, what is that, about 100 feet of fence over here? That's about 100 feet of fence, and I've probably got about a 3 to 5 foot area of moss that I'm battling. And I was able to easily do that with that bag. So that gives you about the application rate of that. I'll probably put a link up to that ferrous sulfate that you can just buy and mix into a sprayer and hand spray that, because that's a lot cheaper. Remember, anytime you put something like this, like a chemical like either iron sulfate or ferrous sulfate, you put it into a bottle and you label it as any kind of herbicide, you have to actually then comply with all the federal regulations, which increases the price. So anyways, talk to you later. Doc.